Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So, today I'm gonna be doing something very different to what I usually post on this channel. I'm gonna be doing a mini review slash first impressions of Pragmata. So, starting off, I've been looking forward to playing this game for a long time. I think this got announced in 2020, I believe, is when it got first announced, and I saw the trailer for the first time. And I couldn't wait to get my hands on it to play. Obviously, I had to pre order the game because I'm not that big of a content creator to get my hands on the game prior to it being released to everyone else. So this game's made by Capcom, and recently I've also been getting into Resident Evil. I started off with Resident Evil 7 and I completed the game, and it's actually one of my favorite Resident Evil games of all time now, and now I'm playing Resident Evil 8. That was my first impressions into Capcom. I might have played other Capcom games, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. Based off of that, going into this game, I was super excited because the graphics and the gameplay and everything of Resident Evil 7 was top tier, so I was super excited. Now, this game obviously has this father daughter dynamic going on. That's what this game heavily focuses on, and that's kind of their whole marketing scheme, too. And obviously, I bought the game for that very reason, too, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna start off by talking about the gameplay. I've never actually played a game with a gameplay loop like this before. It's very unique, and I love that about this game. The whole hacking thing is really innovative and fun. It keeps things fresh and it does not get repetitive. So the whole hacking thing is something that you have to do every single fight, but the way they keep things fresh is by introducing something called nodes. Basically, nodes are things that you can pass through while you are hacking, and certain nodes do different things in the game. Like some nodes might disable the enemy and stun them. Other nodes might make them start attacking each other. So this node thing is really fun. And the best part of it all is that you can't just run around shooting your gun because you have to hack them to be able to deal enough damage to kill them. So you have to hack them basically. You can't just keep on shooting. And the other part is the varying amount of enemies in the game, and this varying amount of enemies also keeps things fresh because I think the first enemy you run into is like this Terminator looking thing. I can't remember what it's called, but I believe it's called a walker. I'm not too sure on that. But anyways, the walker is the first enemy type you run into, and obviously the game throws enough of them at you to the point where you get used to them. And the walkers are pretty easy to deal with in general because after one hack and about 4 headshots, it'll go down. But there are other enemy types where you can't do that. You'll have to hack them a lot of times for you to be able to kill them. And some enemies, so you get different weapons, but the basic one you start off with is this pistol. Now the pistol is good, right? But there are some enemies that you can't deal with just the pistol. You'll have to use other weapons, and you'll obviously get other weapons like shotguns, armor piercing, plasma guns. I don't even know. Yeah, you get really cool guns, and there are some guns bring a different perspective slash new way of playing the game, because this whole gameplay thing and the whole thing kind of goes up a notch when there's more enemies around, like when there are like a couple more enemies, it gets really intense because, like I said, you can't just shoot them all. You'll have to hack each and every single one of them, and some enemies you'll have to hack multiple times, and there are varying amount of enemies. So some enemies might just pounce at you, some might shoot at you. There are drones, so it gets a little bit chaotic. And so you have to be strategic about what enemies you choose to deal with first and stuff like that. So that's also a really cool aspect when it comes to the gameplay. But like I said, so there are certain guns where you can, if you shoot them, it'll like stun lock a group of enemies, and you can like take your time with the hacks. And there's another gun that'll deploy a decoy of you around, so the enemies focus on the decoy, and then you can again take your time hacking them and dealing damage. So it opens a lot of new ways to play the game. So like I said, it keeps things fresh, and so far I'm really enjoying it. Now I haven't completed the game yet, so I don't know how much more of the gameplay will change throughout, but right now, to the point where I have played it, I can confidently say that it keeps things changing to the point that it almost feels like you're playing a new game every time you go up a level. Now that doesn't mean like you're getting drastic changes. The things that you're used to will remain the same. There are parts of the game that will change and keep things fresh is what I'm basically trying to say. Now the characters and the story. I'll start off with the characters. So the little girl is Diana, and the main character that you're playing as is Hugh. Now their dynamic is very very good. It's done really well. Obviously they know what they're doing with these characters, right? They're playing the father daughter thing and they're really pushing for it. But even though I say that, it does not get like, it doesn't feel like it's being pushed down your throat. There are certain parts in the game where they'll interact, and there are some really cool interactions. And the best part of the game is like there are these items called REMs in the game, and they're scattered throughout the map. Like you'll have to go out and find them. Okay, spoiler warning for anyone that hasn't played the game before. Diana is pretty much like a robot, an AI that's never been to Earth before. So for her, seeing things that people on Earth do is kind of really new. Like she hasn't experienced toys, slides, whatever, right? So these REMs are pretty much like recreations of things we have on Earth, like a TV or a slide or a drawing or whatever. So obviously REMs are scattered throughout the map and you'll have to find them yourself. But the fun part of it all is once you found them, you can head back to your shelter. So the shelter is like your resting area. You can save there, you can upgrade your weapons, whatever. In that same area, you can give these items to Diana and she'll play with them or do whatever with them, and that's like a really cool interaction. And throughout the game, like once you've found enough REMs, Diana will progressively give you gifts as well. Like she'll give you drawings that she's made of the two of you, and it's really cool and it's really fun to see. And yeah, it's very unique, the characters, and like I said, it does not feel like they're pushing the whole thing down your throat. It feels very controlled, and the scenes that you get between the two of them is few and far in between, but yeah, it's not too much, not too little, almost like a perfect balance. Now, the only downside to this game that I can say is the story. Now, I'm gonna preface this by saying that I haven't completed the story yet, the game, so I can't fully say the story is this and that because the story could very well progress and improve the more I play. So take this with a grain of salt. I'm not saying this is the whole game, right? So the story starts off by group of humans going to the moon, and basically I think the humans have created like this massive 3D printer that can print anything. So they're pretty much like humans do. They're printing literally everything from cars to buildings to whatever, robots. Everything's been printed by this thing, and there's an AI that kind of handles everything as well. So we don't really get the reason as to why the AI kind of goes rogue, but it does, and then the robots start attacking you. Now, the part where the story hasn't caught my attention or kept things interesting to me personally is that all of this was kind of a given. Like when I saw robots, when I saw an AI, I kind of expected things to go the way that it did. Like the AI is going rogue, me having to fight robots. That's nothing new, right? Now, obviously, a story does not have to reinvent the wheel to make it a good story, but it didn't keep me interested in things. Now, the other thing about stories is like, I feel like an element of a mystery needs to be there for a good story, and I feel like this is kind of missing it because the girl, Diana, we meet her in like the first 2 minutes or 3 minutes of the game. Really, not that long into the game, we run into her, and her origins and why she's there and well, who she is and all of that is not really a mystery. It's kind of there in the story. So I feel like they could have had a little bit of mystery around the girl. Now, like I said, I don't know. Maybe there are things that I don't know about the girl just yet, and I'm just talking out of my ass. But right now, there's not enough mystery for me. Like, I know there's a massive 3D printer that's printing stuff, and there's a rogue AI that's doing all kinds of shit. And the only part that I can kind of say that I'm kind of trying to figure out and wrap my head around is low-key why the AI went rogue and where all the survivors of this moon station went, because obviously people were there and now they've all kind of disappeared, either being killed by the robots or like just disappeared, I don't know. But so far the story hasn't been that amazing. Not that it's bad, but again, like I said, I haven't completed the game. This is just the first impressions, and yeah. So overall, I'm gonna give it a okay. I might not give it a solid score, but I'm gonna tell you definitely try this game. But anyways, I would recommend you guys play this. It's really fun. Yeah, and I don't think the game's too long. I think it's about 15 or even close to 10 hours, which I feel like is like the perfect time for a game because it's not too long, it's not too little, it's right in the middle. You can get this completed in like 2 3 days, which is like the perfect amount for a game, I feel like. But, anyways, that's gonna be it for me. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments if you guys did enjoy this video. I might do more mini first impressions review kind of type things for more games. And do not forget to go follow me on Twitch because I am streaming these games. Just drop a follow. I don't have a consistent time yet, unfortunately, but I do go live on Saturdays and Sundays. That's a guarantee, but I don't have a guaranteed time in which I'll go live. Just drop a follow. I'll be playing a lot of games on there, from horror games to whatever. Right now I'm playing Resident Evil. I'll be streaming that on there as well. But yeah, thank you for you guys for watching this if you did. And just drop a sub, drop a like, comment what you think about the game. Have you played it? Whatever. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.